Diversification is something that we've talked about a ton on this channel and all of our articles on solar insure. It's a strategy that we're providing, we're saying is going to be that of successful providers going through 2026 and beyond to find success in a post-solar tax credit world. But diversification, while it can be really good for your business, also comes with a lot of challenges. So here's a couple of the biggest blind spots that come with diversification of your business. And we typically see solar businesses wanting to diversify in one of three areas. Number one, roofing. Number two, HVAC. And number three, smart home upgrades. Smart home upgrades are something that can be done fairly easily by anybody with a certified electrician, right? Whether that's energy management, new tools, EV charging, stuff like that. That could be fairly simple, but also has some challenges. Roofing makes a lot of sense logically. You're already up on the roof, so why not do roofing? And HVAC is just a natural extension of the energy management system. But they can all have their own unique challenges. So let's talk about some of the biggest things to make sure that you're considering if your solar business wants to expand into some of these areas. Now, when it comes to any sort of new trade or electrical work you're going to do like HVAC or roofing, expertise is very specialized. All the trades have their own specific expertise, solar being one, but HVAC and roofing also their own. This isn't something that a solar crew can just learn overnight. It takes significant training, significant permitting, applications, tons of stuff that has to go into it to make sure that you're doing this properly. If you don't have an expertise and you try to just jump in head first, you may wind up not doing what you're doing and causing yourself bigger headaches down the road through either damaged projects or even potential reputation strains. Compliance is also a big problem that can come in here. Solar has its own unique challenges when it comes to permitting, but HVAC, electrical work, anything like that has an entire new set of rules behind it. And solar EPCs really do have to take a hard internal look if they're thinking about diversifying into this. Do you have a permitting department that has the bandwidth in order to do this? Are they already so bogged down with solar projects and they know really specifically how to do solar projects that they're going to know how they can possibly do an HVAC application? If you don't have the bandwidth for that, all you're going to do is end up hurting your reputation and straining your business by trying to do that. So you have to make sure that you have, number one, the team that knows what they're doing, and number two, the bandwidth to be able to take on this new opportunity. Margins are also a big thing to consider when it comes into this because margins can shrink incredibly quickly when you're moving into a new trade. It's not just a really attractive offer that can give us a bunch of new revenue options. There's also specialized training, specialized tools. You got to have insurance premiums, all kinds of other stuff that has to go into specifically being able to do that job. So if you don't have that, it can really eat at your margins incredibly quickly. And if the time you're taking to do that takes away from the solar business that you've already mastered, now you're cutting your margins everywhere else as well. It's really important to make sure that not only are you taking the time to really plan out everything that has to go into this, but you're having a team that's specialized to do it. I've mentioned a few times that reputation is so important here, and it can be a huge blind spot to consider when you're diversifying. For a solar customer, they're not going to differentiate your solar job from the HVAC you're also doing at their house. So if you do really good at solar, but you mess up the whole HVAC, to them, that's the whole job messed up, and that can really hurt your reputation. Maybe instead of leaving you a 5-star review for your solar job, they now left you a 3-star review because solar was great, but the HVAC thing is messed up and you had to come back around a few times. So before you dive headfirst into something new, you have to make sure that you are doing it in the proper way. So how do you do that in a sustainable way? Well, number one, you really have to do a lot of deliberate planning, whether that's the training that has to go in for your team, all of the financials, the tools, anything you're going to need in order to do that. Also, number two, it can be really helpful is strategic partnerships. A great way for multiple companies to build the success of each other is to form a strategic partnership. Maybe you're a solar provider who then has a partnership with an HVAC provider. You could work with them to hopefully split profits on jobs, bring in new leads, and also use that as an opportunity to learn from one another so you can know what to do so that maybe you do expand your business and doing that. You're not only having to work with the partnership. You also have to think about warranties and service agreements because with new work like roofing and HVAC comes with a whole different warranty and service than a typical solar installation would. So whether that's through quality assurance checks, new areas of the business that has more checkpoints in there, or service agreements for the long-term service beyond that with your customers, you can have that set for that side of the business. And in the solar business, you can still operate in the way you already have. At the end of the day, diversification beyond solar is very possible and a very good opportunity for businesses, but it's not a straight line. So by avoiding some of the major blind spots, you can really set yourself up for success and make sure that you're doing this in the best way possible. If you want to read our whole guide on diversification, the blind spots you need to avoid, check out the video description. We'll have the link to the entire article there. If you learned something from this video, I hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel, and catch you in the next one.